For centuries, religion has been humanity's way of answering life's biggest questions. But not all faiths follow a familiar path. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 unique religions you've probably never heard of, but won't forget anytime soon. 25. The Rajneesh Movement. Back in the late 60s and early 70s, Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, a controversial professor and Indian guru, kicked off a unique religious movement. He drew in thousands of young followers and raked in millions by selling a dream of liberation, free thought, and meditation. At first, it was a very creative religious community until it turned into something else. Soon, this religious experiment in the Oregon desert became involved in wild crimes, ranging from one of the largest wiretapping operations in US history to mass local salmonella poisoning and an attempted assassination of a US attorney. The so-called guru ended up getting deported and passed away in 1990. However, the movement is still active in 80 countries, but has been rebranded as the Osho movement. 24. Raëlism. So, Raëlism, or the International Raëlian Movement, is a UFO religion that kicked off in 1974 with a guy named Claude Vérillon, who later became known as Raël. They claim to have over 65,000 members around the globe. Their big belief? An alien race called the Elohim created us humans. Yep, they think figures like Jesus and Muhammad weren't divine beings, but rather products of these extraterrestrial geniuses. They also say we're living in an age of apocalypse and that we need to tech it up to get ready for Elohim's return when they'll drop some serious cosmic knowledge on us. 23. Dudeism. Dudeism, yes, that is a real thing, is basically the chillest religion you'll ever hear about. Officially known as the Church of the Latter-day Dude, I kid you not, this strange religion was inspired by a movie character called the Dude. He was a laid-back hero from the 1999 cult classic The Big Lebowski. Back in 2005, Oliver Benjamin decided to make it official, and a religion was born. The whole vibe? Just take it easy, man. It's like Taoism, but with more bowling, beers, and pajama pants. Dudeism isn't about strict rules or fancy rituals. You won't find anyone preaching from the mountaintop. Instead, followers embrace a simple philosophy. Avoid the rat race, skip the drama, and enjoy the little things in life. The religion claims to have 450,000 ordained priests, which they call Dudeist priests, to the shock of no one. So, if life ever gets too heavy, remember the Dude's eternal wisdom. Just take it easy, man. 22. The Creativity Movement. This so-called religious movement is home to some of the most shocking racist skinheads. This group claims to promote the creativity and supposed superiority of the white race, but don't expect any hymns or prayers here. It's atheistic, and when they talk about creators, they're not referring to a deity, they mean themselves. Yeah, according to their twisted ideology, white people are the creators of civilization and must preserve their race and culture at all costs. What kind of creativity do they bring to the table, you might be asking? Well, their track record includes plotting to kill a federal judge in 2004, a little stunt that landed their leader Matthew Hale behind bars. Unsurprisingly, their beliefs are a toxic mix of neo-Nazi, anti-Semitic, racist, and anti-Christian rhetoric. The group is basically hateful, violent, and opposed to kisses. 21. Jediism. Yes, the Jedi religion is a real thing. So, if you ever dreamed of becoming a real-life Jedi, like in Star Wars, here's your chance. Followers of this religion believe in the light side and dark side, just like the Star Wars movies. But don't expect lightsabers or Darth Vader. This Texas-based faith focuses on the Force as a spiritual guide to life. Think of it as a blend of Star Wars values mixed with a touch of Buddhism and Taoism. At the heart of Jediism is a set of principles called the 16 Teachings of the Jedi, which followers strive to live by. It's less about battling the Sith and more about promoting mindfulness, self-discipline, and a balance in life. Sure, it sounds weird, but if it helps people find their inner peace and be a positive force in the galaxy, why not? 20. Yazīdī. The Yazidis are a small, peaceful religious group indigenous to the Kurdish regions of northern Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. You'd think this first non-crazy religion on this list would be doing well, but nope. They've suffered unimaginable hardships, especially with ISIS targeting, killing, and enslaving thousands of them. This religious group with followers between 200,000 to 1 million believe in one God and 7 angels, with the peacock angel at the top. They pray 5 times a day facing the sun, except for midday prayers, which are directed at the sacred site Lalish in northern Iraq. But Yazidism has had a controversial history, not for what they've done, but for how others view them. Many surrounding religions accuse them of devil worship, which has led to decades of persecution. Though it's still kind of strange to me that people who can't stand others worshiping the devil are the ones committing such violence, but, make it make sense. 19. The Church of Maradona. The Church of Maradona, yeah, you heard me right, is a religion dedicated to the one and only Diego Maradona, the legendary Argentine footballer. Founded in 1998 by 3 diehard fans, it all kicked off on Maradona's birthday, October 30th, in Rosario, Argentina. What started as a quirky tribute has grown into a global phenomenon among football fanatics, with members scattered across the world. Here's their take. Football is the religion. Maradona is the god. The Church of Maradona has its own commandments, prayers, and even its version of holy days. June 22nd, for example, is Maradonian Easter, celebrating his 2 most legendary moments, the hand of God and the goal of the century at the 1986 World Cup. And Maradona's birthday? Oh, think of it as Christmas for his followers. 18. The Church of Euthanasia. This next religion is one of the darkest and most controversial movements out there. Founded in 1992 in Boston, this group revolves around one wild idea. The world is doomed because of overpopulation. And the solution? People voluntarily ending their own lives to restore balance. Yeah, it's as extreme as it sounds. They've even had an assistance hotline at one point to help people take their own lives, which just adds another layer of how is this even real? The church is anti-procreation, anti-consumerism, and anti-homosexuality. 17. The Aetherius Society. Most of us simply watch YouTube videos about aliens and fall for alien clickbait, even when we know we won't find a decent clip or image of an actual alien, but there's a group of people who didn't just fall for clickbait, they are hooked on the alien bait. This religious society, founded by George King in the mid-50s, believes in actual aliens. The Aetherius Society holds that George was contacted by extraterrestrial beings whom they call cosmic masters. There are hundreds of people who believe this. And they come together to pray and worship these aliens because that's how they protect Earth from total destruction. In fact, they claim to have been instrumental in saving Earth in the past, which is very impressive, I must say. I'm very grateful for their service. 16. Pastafarianism. If you thought other religions were out there, buckle up. Pastafarianism is all about the belief that a flying spaghetti monster, yes, a literal spaghetti monster, created the world 5,000 years ago. Oh, and fun fact, he was drunk when he did it. This religion was dreamed up in 2005 by Bobby Henderson, a 24-year-old physics grad from Oregon State University. What started as a joke to challenge the teachings of intelligent design in schools somehow spiraled into an actual movement with tons of followers. Pastafarians even have their own scripture, the Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, published in 2006, which lays out their beliefs. So the next time you're eating spaghetti, know that it could be an act of worship, or you could be eating the savior. 15. Church of Google. Forget ancient deities and mysterious sky beings. We modern people prefer a god who has proven himself to be all-knowing. The Church of Google is a religion that literally worships the search engine Google. Why? According to them, Google is the closest being to an all-knowing god and the only deity that can be scientifically proven. Also, the Google god can actually answer questions in less than a second, and it never sleeps nor slumbers. In fact, Googleists are turning the web into their holy ground with commandments like, "Thou shalt have no other search engine before me, thou shalt not use Google as a verb, and thou shalt not misspell whilst praying to me." Well, I hope Google is a merciful god because misspellings are almost inevitable for the average human. 14. Happy Science. Happy Science might sound like a self-help group, but it's a whole lot more out there. Founded in 1986 by ex-Wall Street trader Ryo Okawa, this group claims to hold the keys to happiness through its fourfold path. Members attend seminars and training to climb their ranks, all while worshipping El Centaure, a godly being supposedly born 300 million years ago who's reincarnated over and over until, surprise, surprise, he became Okawa himself. But here's where things take a turn. Happy Science has made some seriously wild and uncredited claims, like being able to cure the pandemic with so-called spiritual vaccines. Even Okawa's own son has left the group and publicly denounced his dad's actions. While Happy Science claims to have 11 million followers, ex-members say it has 30,000 at best. Oh, and your donations? They directly impact your status in the group. The more you give, the higher you rise. So happiness apparently comes with a price tag. 13. Prince Philip Movement. You've heard of plenty of people claiming to be the Messiah, a messenger for UFOs, or even God himself. But having a whole group of people come together to make someone their deity, someone who barely knew them, that's strange. Yet, that's exactly what happened with this religion. On the island of Tanna in Vanuatu, the Yonan tribe actually worshipped Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, as a god. According to legend, he's the son of a mountain spirit and the brother of John Frum, a mysterious figure linked to cargo cults in the area. When Prince Philip visited in 1974 with Queen Elizabeth II, the villagers thought he was the powerful man from their prophecies. Just like that, he became their living god. These followers believe that one day Prince Philip will return to bless their community with prosperity. They even prayed to him for good harvests of yams and bananas. On his birthday, June 10th, they threw huge festivals with feasts and dances. After he passed away in 2021, the tribe went through a serious mourning period. Now that he's gone, they're thinking of shifting their devotion to Prince Charles, especially since he visited them in 2018, drank their traditional kava, and made quite an impression. 12. Universal White Brotherhood. This movement was founded in the early 1900s by Bulgarian philosopher and mystic Peter Dianov. And no, it has nothing to do with race. The name is all about uniting humanity as one big spiritual family. The teachings? Think love, nature, and leveling up your soul. Dianov's philosophy is all about balancing the two sides of human nature. The goal is to feed your divine through meditation, prayer, and sacred dances like paneurhythmy, a graceful mix of yoga, tai chi, and spiritual vibes. Living in harmony with people and the planet is also a big deal. The religion is mostly a mashup of Christian mysticism, theosophy, and Eastern philosophies, all wrapped up in a movement. 11. The 12 Tribes. At first glance, the 12 tribes might look like your average folksy Christian community. Founded in the 70s by Albert Eugene Spriggs, or Yonek, they say they're just trying to recreate the original Christian church from the Book of Acts. I mean, that sounds innocent, right? Well, take a closer look and things get pretty weird. This group has been accused of having a cult-like hold on its members, enforcing strict rules with a heavy hand. One of the most shocking claims, they reportedly use harsh corporal punishment on kids with both parents and other members involved. This has led to a slew of child abuse allegations, and it gets worse. Once you're of age, you're taught that Jewish people are cursed for killing Jesus, that people deserve death, and that black people should serve white people. Yeah, so it's as bad as it sounds. Several families lost their babies and family members within this tribe. While they may seem friendly with their smiles and folk dances, the truth behind the 12 tribes is honestly terrifying. 10. The Invisible Pink Unicorn. Chances of people worshiping a pink doll are low, but never zero. And here you have a religion whose followers worship an invisible pink unicorn. According to them, this pink invisible god has created the world and has a quirky habit of stealing socks. So that's why you can never find a matching pair. If you discover a hole in your sock, that's a sign the invisible pink unicorn has pierced it with her holy horn. And if your white socks turn pink in the wash, yeah, that's a clear indication you've been in her presence. Here's where everything adds up. This religion was started by an atheist group to poke fun at other beliefs, but they were so into it that they even created a full manifesto. I really like their version of Genesis 1:1 that reads, "In the beginning, the invisible pink unicorn created the heavens and the earth, and the spirit of the invisible pink unicorn was hovering over the waters." That's cool. 9. The Nuwaubian Nation. This religion is an interesting mix of African spirituality, alien beliefs, and several conspiracy theories. Founded by Dwight York in the 70s, it started out aligned with the Black Power movement, but soon veered into some pretty wild ideas. York's followers, known as Nuwaubians, believe in a whole pantheon of gods and goddesses, including extraterrestrials, and they practice a mix of different religious customs. They're known for using symbols like the ancient Egyptian Ankh and having complex cosmology that involves aliens, pyramids, and other realms. They consider themselves the original people and claim a direct connection to ancient Egypt. The Nuwaubians even built a massive compound in Georgia with a pyramid, where they preached about an impending global reckoning. But the group's credibility took a nosedive when York was convicted of 74 counts of child molestation, 29 counts of aggravated child molestation, and 1 count of, I can't say the word, but yeah, that's wild. It begins with an R. 8. Nation of Yahweh. The story of the Nation of Yahweh would definitely make for an interesting Netflix show. Founded in the 80s, it started off on a good foot under the leadership of the self-proclaimed religious leader Yahweh ben Yahweh. He convinced his followers that he was the son of God and a messenger of Yahweh, preaching a refreshing mix of black nationalism and Afrocentric theology. But over time, he started emphasizing the supremacy of African Americans. At its peak during the 80s, the movement had thousands of followers and real estate holdings worth about $100 million. At that time, Miami was heavily affected by drugs and violence, and this leader helped restore some peace. However, he gradually got involved in criminal activities, including serious accusations like murder. In 1992, Yahweh ben Yahweh was imprisoned for conspiring to kill 14 people. Honestly, I don't get why so many religious leaders seem so passionate about ending up in prison. 7. Church of Bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? Well, The Church of Bacon takes that love to a whole new level, declaring bacon as a divine force worthy of worship. Founded in 2010 by a group of friends in Nevada, I always get it wrong, tell me in the comments. This unconventional church believes bacon isn't just food, it's a symbol of life's simple joys and can bring people together spiritually. Members don't gather for prayer. Instead, they hold social events centered on bacon, emphasizing joy, laughter, and community. Their rituals involve making and sharing bacon while encouraging love and respect for everyone, regardless of their beliefs. While this might be weird, it won't be a bad idea to go and indulge in everyone's favorite crispy treat. How dare you? Crispy. I wonder, does the religion of bacon, what's their stance on crispy versus floppy bacon? Floppy bacon is the way to go. Crispy bacon sucks. 6. Church of the SubGenius. The Church of the SubGenius is one of the most outrageous and absurd religious movements you'll ever encounter. Founded in the 50s by Ivan Stang and Philo Drummond, it's a parody religion that revels in chaos, humor, and anti-authoritarianism. This church developed a belief system that can easily be dismissed as a joke, but gives its followers the opportunity to reflect on more mainstream religions and the absurdity of life. It's become a subversive movement that thrives on satire, with many of its sermons being little more than absurd rants about everything from capitalism to UFOs. It's part joke, part existential commentary, and all about defying the norms. 5. National Church of Bey. You've probably heard of this before, yet it definitely has a place on this list. The National Church of Bey is a fascinating modern religion that worships none other than Beyonce as a divine figure. Established in 2015 by a passionate group of fans, this movement revolves around the belief that Beyonce is a goddess sent to empower, uplift, and unite the world. For followers, her music is more than just fun, it's a spiritual experience. The church teaches that Queen Bey's powerful presence, incredible talent, and strong advocacy for women's rights and social justice mark her as a modern-day divine being. While it might sound odd to some, the National Church of Bey embraces the concept of celebrity worship, merging it with a more structured, almost cult-like devotion. 4. The First Church of Cannabis. The First Church of Cannabis isn't your average place of worship, it's the spiritual haven for those who find divine joy in marijuana. Founded in 2015 by Bill Levin, this Indiana-based religion claims that marijuana is a sacrament and that the use of cannabis enhances spiritual connection. The church's motto? We are a church of the First Amendment. It's all about celebrating personal freedom, healing, and of course, the sacred herb. Of course, this church has sparked plenty of controversy. The police officers even showed up at the first church service. But for its followers, the First Church of Cannabis isn't just about weed, it's a movement for personal freedom, acceptance, and the belief that enlightenment can come in all forms, even rolled and lit. 3. Church of All Worlds. The Church of All Worlds is a fascinating example of blending fiction with faith. Founded in 1962 by Oberon Zell Ravenheart and his wife Morning Glory, this neo-pagan religion takes its inspiration from the fictional religion in Robert A. Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land. At its core, followers honor Gaia as the Mother Earth goddess, along a father god, fairies, and an eclectic mix of deities from various pantheons, with a special focus on ancient Greek gods and goddesses. But that's not all. Zell Ravenheart also founded the Grey School of Wizardry, a real-life nod to Hogwarts from the Harry Potter series, complete with magical teachings. It's hard to miss how much of their spiritual framework draws from imaginative fiction. For believers, it's a way to connect with the sacred through stories that inspire wonder. 2. Scientology. For a lot of us, the first time we heard about the Church of Scientology was because of Tom Cruise. However, the church has been an interesting mix of science and spirituality. For a lot of us, the first time we heard about the Church of Scientology was Tom Cruise. However, the church has been an interesting mix of science and spirituality. It all started in the 50s with a science fiction writer named L. Ron Hubbard. He combined space aliens, cosmic battles, psychology, and a hefty dose of self-improvement into a belief that caught on faster than expected. One of the key practices is auditing, where members undergo intense one-on-one sessions with a counselor while hooked up to a device called an e-meter. According to Scientology, humans are actually thetans, immortal beings who've lived through multiple past lives and need to clear out bad memories or engrams to reach spiritual freedom. And that's exactly what the e-meter does. But here's the twist. This religion has stirred several debates. Critics argue that Scientology operates more like a business than a religion, with members required to pay large sums for advanced teachings, and some former followers have claimed to be manipulated or controlled. Still, Scientologists defend it as a legitimate path to personal enlightenment. However, the secrecy surrounding certain teachings and practices only make the religion more puzzling. We did a video on it, so check it out here. 1. Universe people. This religion is based on the belief that the universe is run by aliens. Since the 90s, they've been spreading the idea that Earth is basically a cosmic experiment. According to them, extraterrestrials have been observing us, just waiting for the moment when we're evolved enough to understand the greater mysteries of existence. Here's where it gets interesting. They believe these aliens will come to our rescue once we're ready, lifting us to a higher state of being, which will be ruled by love, peace, and enlightenment. Basically a cosmic reset. While some followers are hopeful that we're close to the promised salvation, others think we have messed things up far beyond redemption. But of course, only time will tell. And that's it for today. If you're craving more, be sure to check out our video on 25 facts that'll make you question humanity. How much faith do you currently have in humanity? Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Click the link right here to watch now. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss any new content, and I'll catch you guys next time.